Well, if you look at the numbers, both in the World Cup and overall bilateral between South Africa and Australia, there's actually not much to choose because it's fairly even Stevens. But when it comes to a World Cup, that to a World Cup semi-final or a knockout match, things are entirely different, certainly for South Africa. Let me begin with Murali Kartik, Venkatesh Prasad, Ayaz Memon and 1983 World Cup winning member Jimmy Amarnath is also joining us. Thanks a lot for your presence. So Kartik, it's going to be a lot of history on the minds of South Africans, isn't it? From 1992 to 1996 to 1999 until 2015 actually, heartbreak for them. It's been one roller coaster ride for them emotionally.
Yeah, 100%. I think you set it up very rightly when you said that it's going to be thick with history. And that is exactly what is clouding them at the moment. And people can say that, oh, we weren't part of it and there is no baggage on us. No, it doesn't work that way. The reason why I say that is you were born in South Africa. And the second thing is you are playing for the cricket team. So every time you come out onto the cricket field, especially in an ICC event, it is going to come from somewhere and stick on your skin till the time you don't peel it off. And as we've been saying, shrugging it off and taking that monkey off the back till the time South Africa doesn't do it. And recently, rugby. They have won it. So there's a lot of...
Is there a change in store for them?
Yeah, maybe. As you can see, you think of Temba Bavuma. Temba Bavuma is a black South African captain. Siya Kolisi is a black South African who has led them to the Rugby World Cup. So you never know. Sometimes the scripts are drawn in a certain way that things do pan out for you. So yes, they are going to be clouded with history. It is condensed with history until the time South Africa do something. Look, we spoke about New Zealand and India yesterday. They have been our bugbear. We managed to shrug them off. Maybe with the kind of form South Africa have been in, they defeated Australia. Australia is the form side, as you rightly put it. But South Africa have enough firepower. It's only the mindset. Again, it comes back to the mindset. Can they just keep that at bay and come and play today like the South Africa we have known? Because they have a very nice record against Australia.
Yeah, they have good record. In fact, one of those teams I asked that has a favourable record, bilateral, head-to-head against Australia. Not many teams can boast of that. But all of that goes out of the window, isn't it? I mean, there are two words that come to mind. Both begin with the same sound. There's, of course, choking and there is chasing. In this World Cup, chasing hasn't been very great for South Africa. They look entirely different when they bat first and entirely different when they've been made to chase. Your thoughts on their history though? You know, they've been on the wrong side of Duckworth Lewis a couple of times. There've been some brain fade moments as far as their team managements are concerned. Then of course that run out Arnold Donald in 1999 against Australia. I mean, there's just so much to talk about and they've not been able to remove that tag.
They haven't. And look, I mean, you know, the rivalry is not as long and as traditional as Australia versus England. It's not as bubbly and exciting as it's India versus Australia now, but it's no less intense. Australia and South Africa go back a long way. They've had some great battles. And as you mentioned that Australia perhaps a little behind in bilateral contests between the two countries. And yet, South Africa in World Cups have been, since 1992 when they got readmitted into the ICC, they've had their problems, you know, sometimes with luck, like it happened in 1992, sometimes not making their own luck, most pronouncedly in 1999, where they kind of, you know, lost their way inexplicably. And since then, there's always been this kind of, you know, ghost which is accompanying whatever they do. Okay, you know,
they just can't seem to shake it. Jimmy
it.
Baji, what happens really? I mean, how does it happen that one team gets, you know, either typecasted for obvious reasons and you're not able to shake it, regardless of the fact that players come and players go and teams change, and yet you can't shake your history?
Yeah, it's bound to be there anyway. You can't forget that also. And I think the problem has been with South Africa for the last few years that they lost a lot of good players in one go, like Callis, Pollard, other players also. So suddenly the replacement is difficult to get. And if you see the past performance in the last few years, I think probably they have done well in shorter version of the game at home or in even test matches. But outside South Africa, they're not a force to reckon with. So this is what have been playing in their mind also. But I think it's good to see them here now qualifying for the semi-final. And when you compare both teams, the style is similar. The nature of the wickets in both the countries are similar. So there's not much of a difference. The attitude is also similar. So I think this is what I think interesting to see how well they cope up the pressure. And rightly you said when they bat second, then they struggle. Somehow they don't know how to go about it. And I think the main player is De Kock.
Absolutely.
Because once he provides the cushioning or he gives a good start, it's like Rohit Sharma. He goes, like attack the bowling, and then once they have a good start, then they don't look back. So it will be very interesting that who wins the toss and who bat first.
Absolutely. I think the toss will become very, very crucial.